Yes. Greetings. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and yeah, I just got back a couple hours ago from the regular screening on Friday, November 17th of Justice League. Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's around 37%, somewhere around there. Yeah, Justice League up. Yeah, that did not influence my review of the movie. Yeah, and also Stone Gremlins didn't either. It was fine. They showed more of the preview for the commuter train movie, and mainly that's what I thought about after the movie, was how dumb that idea commuter train movie looks. It's like, yeah, people on commuter trains don't do what they did in that preview, just to pick a nit. Yeah, some weird lady sits down next to Liam Neeson in the movie, in the preview, and promises him $40,000 or something like ridiculous amount. That's in the bathroom if he finds the person on the train that doesn't belong. Well, obviously it's her that doesn't belong, but that's obvious in the trailer. And she's actually some sort of weird terrorist that can organize other people dying along the train route, whether heading to the next stop. And what's really weird about that idea is that, why doesn't he just get off the frickin' train? Or did he just say, okay, unless he's like a spy himself, in which case, if he is a detective, arrest her for suggesting she's like extorting people on a train. Or not embezzling. It wouldn't be, yeah, extortion, not embezzlement. Yeah, it's like, arrest her or ignore her. Or what's to say the wild coincidence wouldn't be that she just, like, someone else doesn't walk into the train bathroom and take the money. Like, what's to say somebody wouldn't? And just walks off the train and they're gone. It was funny that there was another guy sitting next to me. And he's all like, I recognize that train route. That's in LA somewhere. And so, it takes about an hour to the next stop, doesn't it? He goes, yep. Well, the movie would be over in an hour. So, there you go. There's your movie. Yeah, and that had nothing to do with Justice League. I was just really annoyed at how dumb that trailer looked. Also, there was a trailer for the new Rampage movie with The Rock going after the giant ape, and there's a giant wolf and a giant alligator. Like the video game, The Rampage. And it's like, Mark Charles was complaining about this last night. He didn't come to the Batman thing, but it was like, that's not the video game at all. That's completely not the video game, apparently. But, yeah, it looks like King Kong versus giant wolf versus other thing. And there was some boring-looking horror movie where they can't speak. They have to be quiet the whole time. Looks The Quiet Place. That looks retarded. It's stupid and dumb in every way. So, yes, yeah, so a lot of bad movies coming out. There's a couple of other ones that were very forgettable. I did not see the American-made movie. I did not see a bunch of other movies around the summer that came out. I only basically saw action movies and the Thor recently. And then we come to Justice League, about 5 minutes into this. Justice League, the movie. Marvel already went there with Avengers like 5-6 years ago and did this whole cinematic universe. DC started first, but technically Marvel started way back with Blade first. They both started first and then kept chasing each other. But Blade is not considered canon with the current DC, the current Marvel MCU. DC is doing its other thing, and DC is doing its other thing, and it's like there's no reason for. Well, DC's continuing to do. Well, it struck a chord with Wonder Woman earlier in the year, but with Justice League, it's back to the Zack Snyder pool again. And, yeah, Zack Snyder had to bow out at the end of editing because his daughter had killed herself. Which is a pall over this whole movie because, like, you're thinking, like, oh, the director had to back out. His name is in the credits, and he's the director and writer and director. Joss Whedon is really nowhere to be found. Maybe he's there and I missed it. We only polished it up. I'm sure he cut out a lot of just brooding stuff that didn't work, and that actually helped it. I wouldn't say that the movie is that bad. That the critics were like 2 stars. It sucks that bad. Oh, less than 2 stars. Oh, it sucks. No, it's again half a good movie. A little over half of a good movie. It's a little better than Batman v Superman. It has the same sort of odd contingent of the mother being a central thing in there, like the first one. Except now it's the mother boxes, which reminded me less of the Cosmic Cube from Marvel and more of the Allspark from Transformers from 10 years ago. So they have the Allspark, and plot spoilers, I guess I had, because otherwise you can't explain this kind of messy movie. 60%, as far as I'm concerned, over 3 stars, but about 3 stars, somewhere there. Not bad. It was okay. It could have been worse. I'm thinking the original version of this for test audiences was really bad, and maybe that was the one the critics saw. It was probably all 4 hours long and brooding and dark. And yeah, they tried to lighten it up, and in some places that doesn't work. And I haven't seen the Stone Gremlins review, so I don't know. But I'll do mine, because it gets a little influenced if I watch theirs, and then mine gets a little different. So yeah, it was, yeah, okay, you have Wonder Woman stopping some bad guys from doing a heist with a bomb, that timer ticks down kind of idea. Of course, they have seconds left, and, you know, they stop them, and there's a lot of slow-mo shots and stuff, which probably less so, because Whedon probably went through and said, don't do as many of those as you did in the last one. But yeah, the cyborg character is kind of the weakest in it. He's just sort of there. His backstory is just like, oh, he's an accident, so he's like a cyborg, and that ties into him being one of the people that had one of these mother boxes that was used to make him a cyborg, like a Cosmic Cube or Allspark. More like an Allspark in that case, because he's a robot, a cyborg, a Borg. Yeah, and the cyborg guy does come before the Borg. The Super Friends, Justice League, goes back to the 80s, before the Borg in Star Trek, and early 80s. And Cyborg was one of the Super Friends in the final season of the Super Friends. They also included the Flash and the Atom and some others. So yeah, I remember that. Also, there was a little bit of throwback to the 90s Teen Titans in this, and the 80s Batman, 89 Batman. Some of the music in there that Whedon probably added to make it less broody. Actually, spoilers as well. Yeah, the plot device is that they try to get Superman back using one of the cosmic cubes they get a hold of. I won't put it all together because it just came out. So they get a cosmic cube, even though Lex Luthor didn't need one, but for some reason they do. That is a nod to the Fourth World comic, though. We also get Steppenwolf as the villain. He's sort of Loki from Marvel, but he is bigger. He's also sort of the Celestial from Marvel. So basically we have Loki running around being evil, but he's playing it like Skeletor. It's not Loki, it's just somebody that acts a little like him. And Batman is a little less brooding, but somewhat. The Kansas house gets sold, and there's a gimmick later on about that. They reference Pet Sematary at one point when they go to dig up Superman, and then again, that's probably Joss Whedon adding that in there. I'm sure the original didn't have any jokes at all. They probably just put them in there. And actually, Jason Minowa as as Aquaman did an okay job, and yeah, he was fine. Of course, there's a little tonal shift there too, because when he tells jokes that are snarky, they don't necessarily fit in the story. He'll just make a wisecrack somewhere, and it's like, no, he didn't act like that earlier, so why would he make one now? It's odd. Just like stick with the tone, and or don't. Or there's like a scene where Batman is insulting to them so he can get back to Superman, and then there's Steppenwolf, who is an odd character for a villain. I just don't know why. I guess they already did Doomsday, so they were like, oh, well, we sort of did Doomsday half-assed last time, so let's do Steppenwolf. That was your choice? Okay. How about Trigon? That would have been my choice. Maybe we're going to save it for the next one. Made more sense. Trigon. Teen Titans. Of course, as that would have not worked, because the parademons wouldn't have come after him. He would have just told them to get lost because he's a demon. So that wouldn't work. But he would have been a more interesting character. I mentioned Darkseid in it. They already kind of did that. I'm thinking the original version of this script, Superman is Darkseid for like half of it, and then he changes to Superman. I think that's probably what happened, but they took that 30 minutes out, trimmed it. I'm guessing they probably did that, which would be just like watching the last movie, and that's a good thing they probably did. Now, with Suicide Squad, they needed to include the jokes that were in the trailer, including the one about the water and all that stuff. And there, the continuity was broken. Some scenes were broken because they didn't have the jokes in the right place. Let Will Smith rule it. In this case, they let Ben Affleck rule it. And you got to wonder why he doesn't want to do it again, because he did okay playing Batman again. Him and Wonder Woman basically chewed the scenery of the whole movie, and up there behind them is Aquaman. They show the Themyscira, the Island of Man, and all that. And they do that again, and Steppenwolf goes to get the cube from them. And then Steppenwolf goes to get the cube from Atlantis, to see Atlantis, all of the ancient aliens, Atlantis people, Jason Colavito included from the internet, can go like, ooh, see? Yeah. So is he a merman then, I guess? He must be a merman, yeah. But they never really said that he was, but he talks to fish. Yeah, he's an odd character to use. I know he's there from the original 80s cartoon, the 70s cartoon, 80s cartoon. Aquaman has been around forever. Submariner and Marvel. Aquaman, yeah. Now, and they're always trading back and forth. There's Shazam as Superman, and that kind of thing. And Thor is kind of Superman. And in this movie, the Flash is kind of Thor, because he's got lightning. Yeah, but he's not quite the Flash from the TV show. I understand the show is a little different. Yeah, Flash and Reverse Flash and all that. Dark Flash. Yeah, so... yeah, well, I don't want to give too much of it away. It has issues, so I did give it 60%. I did say there were some good scenes in it. There's some good camaraderie. But yeah, Cyborg and the Fish Guy, just not so good. Flash is all right. When Superman shows up, it's clear that Whedon affected the performance. That maybe he wasn't even going to show up. Maybe there's a version of it where he's not even in it, and we're just going to leave him dead. Clearly he's going to come back because they teased that. But the way they do it is a little bit over explained. In the comic book, I think all they did was they took him to the sun, and the sun regenerated him. I think that's what they did, or at least in one of those universes. It's like, oh, just a yellow sun will revive him. Should have thought of that. That would have been more interesting, but I guess they couldn't do it. And they referenced Chernobyl, but changed the name, and they made a Dostoevsky joke. But yeah, related to that. Yeah, so it's not bad. It's just not great. It probably needed more movies about them before they got to Justice League. They rushed it. It would have been better to have like a Batman sort of. Yeah, it just didn't work in some places. It just didn't gel. Fine, it's okay in some parts. It's fun. I'm sure Kevin Smith will be flying all over it with Mark Bernard going, "Oh, it's the best thing ever. All the visuals." Yes, it's very visually pretty, just like the other two were. But it's clearly still Zack Snyder. And it's unfortunate that he had family problems and issues, but Zack Snyder should not be allowed to direct drama. He just doesn't know how to do it. And when he directs action, it looks all over the place and hyperkinetic. So I'd say no action for him and no drama for him. He should stick to like weird art house movies with surreal pastiche. Yeah, because he can't handle it. He just comes up with weird solutions to his dramas that don't really make sense in a superhero movie. The mother boxes and their link to the universe and the whole idea of this, and that's part of the fourth world. It's probably part of the DC canon. I'm not too keen on it, and that's probably part of it. It's cross-pollination. It is like Marvel's Cosmic Cubes. And they're trying to do that, but here, yeah, Steppenwolf is a villain. Yeah, they also have a Marvel-like post-credits teaser that I will not give away. Although I will give away a hint that it is connected to the Teen Titans universe. That's all I'm going to say. But not Teen Titans Go. 200 episodes later. That shows. That is not the Teen Titans from the 90s. I don't know what that is. That is not the 90s one. Any other previews, thoughts, final thoughts, stuff like that. Sure, I didn't give too much of it away, so I'll just say minor plot spoilers review. You can kind of guess from the trailer what's going to happen. Yeah, that one with the cornfield, they redubbed that. That scene does not happen in the movie. What with it goes, yes? What is it? Yeah, the final trailer one, that actually doesn't happen like that in the movie. It's a completely different scene filmed at a different angle. So it is kind of in the movie, but no, he doesn't say yes. I will. The difference between the superhero movie and your train movie, to get back to the train movie, is that like Liam Neeson train movie, is that in a superhero movie you realize just suspension of disbelief. You're in a superhero world where magic demon bugs are flying around, and they have magic cube things that regenerate things and people and make wormholes and kind of like Thor, and bring creatures from the other dimensions and stuff and aliens. And you have Superman that can fly and stuff, and so a guy wearing a bat outfit, and a Flash guy. Yeah, so it's like that's suspension of disbelief. But when you have a movie that's supposed to look like, oh, it's a security guy in a computer train, or something. I don't know what's going on with that. That's just, okay, you're kind of saying there that this is believable. Except that from one stop to the other, less than an hour, at that particular train station in that particular city, people are going to look that up. Okay, we'll delay the train. We'll throw that in the second trailer so it gets delayed. It's like, no, movie, no. Your movie would never happen. I've been on BART and I've been on commuter trains. People don't talk to each other. Okay? They sit down and they don't talk to each other. Because you never know. They don't talk to each other. And so if that lady sat down, I'd be like, you're trying to trick me. I'm just going to sit here. Too late. There's thousands of dollars. And I don't care. You're lying. You must be. End of movie. Dun, 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 dun. Roll credits. Yeah, especially if he was some kind of security guy. That really doesn't make any sense. It reminds me of that really, really confusing airplane movie with Jodie Foster where they convinced her somehow that her daughter hadn't been taken on a plane flying across the world or something. And it was actually a plot by the security guys on the plane. Yeah, they're called not Passengers, but it was called The Passenger. Ew. It was like Red Eye or something. Red Eye, yeah, Red Eye was the other one with the evil dude. That was a different one. Same kind of idea. Bad guy in a plane threatening them. Oh. And then there was that time travel one where they were on a plane, which it was a Groundhog Day scenario. Train would blow up and then they go back in time. Train would blow up and they go back in time. Eventually they break through it and end up inhabiting the life of the other guy the whole time, which is messed up. Think about it. Yeah, it's the trouble with these like conundrum movies. It's like in real life they would never happen. You'd be like, this crazy lady, she knows about me. It's like, no, she doesn't. Security, arrest her. End of movie. And if he does stop the train, he'd piss off all the other passengers and want to get there on time. Ew. And who's to say that he couldn't actually, she wouldn't actually, have the money taken from the toilet a long time ago. And but yeah, Taken. Now, if it had been called Taken 4, I would have been all, well, alright, so it's Taken 4. That was ludicrous there, too. It's like this guy must have the worst luck in the entire world. Keeps getting his family taken somehow. It's like, wow, this dude should never go out. And the movie, the logic of the movie. Justice League, the movie. Essentially, Cartoon Network's Justice League Unlimited, the movie. Very similar. Yeah, so go and see it in theaters. I give it 60% or roughly 3 stars, roughly. So, yeah, it wasn't bad. It was fine. It's worth a sit in the theater watching it. Sure, why not?